Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Self Improvement Project. Thank you so much if you've been reaching out to me, sending me a message. I know I say it a lot, but it is honestly my favourite thing when I see a message from maybe a first time person that's reached out, or whether it's someone with just an update of how they're getting on. So, thank you for that if you've been doing so. We're almost at spring now, and if you live through the seasons, you'll realize how good that is for your mental well-being. The longer days, the more sun. It might just be where we live in Scotland, but it definitely has an impact on our quality of life. However, enough about the weather. Today's episode is called Yes and rather than either or. Now, to set the scene, this topic is all around our attachment to outcome. Attachment to outcome can be one of the biggest drawbacks in life that psychologically and mentally for us, we seem to be innately born with. There might be elements of the system that we live in impacting on that, influencing on that. However, it does seem to become ingrained within us. We have to achieve. Attachment to outcome is what can lead us to burnout, whether it's within a job, whether it's with one of our own personal projects, or maybe a hobby that you're pursuing on a competitive or more serious level. This ever-shifting finish line. It's like when you're climbing a mountain, or if you're in Scotland, I'm Munro, and you think you can see the summit, but in fact it's way higher, and it's only when you reach the summit that you thought was the top that you can see the actual summit further in the distance. And this is sometimes what our attachment to outcome can feel like, never ending. So, what can we do? I don't believe it's something that we can remove or delete from our lives. I think there's always opportunity for it to be ever present if we allow it to. This attachment will always exist in some form or another. We could completely retrain our minds, or we could simply shift our perspective. By taking the small step to actively be present in shifting our perspective on this, it will eventually retrain the mind. If we went in with the goal of retraining our mind completely, it would take a lot of effort to stop ourselves constantly around making sure that we weren't focusing on being attached to the outcome. I think if you accept that this will always exist, whether you choose to focus on it or not, can actually allow us to take that next step. Or add our own spin, our own version of this. Yes and rather than either or. The title of this episode. It's a very slight shift in perspective. However, a lot of us live with this either or mindset. If we relate it back to the attachment to the outcome, we either win or we lose. We pass or we fail. And to use that perspective, let's think we fail and we learn. We lose, but we improve. Or we lose and we improve. Sorry, to keep it in context with the title. Outcomes exist. Outcomes will always exist. But let's add your definition of achievement and success. Is it to feel healthier and fitter? What does feeling healthier and fitter look like to you in your current situation? Not a previous self, not a future self, right now. Is it to go through the process and the journey of the situation that you are in? A lot of the time when you hear about extreme levels of success, for example, a sports team that wins an international trophy, it's not the winning that lives with them, it's the process, it's the journey that sticks with them. Or is it simply to be someone else? Having closer alignment to your values as a person, as you grow and as you change in what you believe. Start by taking the large parts of your life, your job, your relationships, your health, your free time. How can you change from that either or, pass or fail, win or lose mindset to yes and? Losing and learning, failing and improving, winning and improving, passing and learning. I believe this idea as a whole concept is called karma yoga. Go and have a wee look at it yourself, see your perspective, see how it aligns and fits with your life. A couple of questions for you to finish. Does this mindset and awareness of this concept now open up more possibilities for you in your life? Is it liberating and freeing in some aspect? Maybe in some of the examples I gave around health, maybe relationships or your job? Or does it simply drive your desire for detachment and escapism even more? Let me know. Share any thoughts you've got. Ping me an email about it and let me know what works. As always, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.